All right, guys, she is back. So we got the 2016 Shark Gray Corvette Z06 back at the Horsepower Obsessed Labs for more carbon fiber. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. Thanks for pressing play. Today, as you heard there in the beginning, we have the 2016 Z06 back here. You guys loved it last time. We're gonna add some more carbon fiber to this. And yes, the new carbon fiber comes to us from our friends over at Extreme Online Store once again. I know last time I had the car on the channel, you guys loved the color. Of course, so do I. My favorite gray right here is the Shark Gray. But there's a little bit of an issue. My friend bought this car used, and because of that, a lot of things were done to it, which were actually pretty good. The whole car is pretty much expelled. It has a built-in radar detector. You can see the sensor right there in the front. So a lot of money has been put into this car that he didn't have to spend, but they also managed to kind of bang up the front splitter. I don't know if you can tell there, it's cracked. Looks like maybe somebody had a pretty big rock hit it or something along those lines. And that particular splitter was never expelled, so there's a lot of rock chips on it. So we're gonna fix that today. He also wants to go full carbon fiber on this car, so there's going to be a lot of videos to come for this car, but for today, we're going to be installing a new carbon fiber splitter. And what's really cool about this splitter is that it also includes fully carbon fiber Z07 end caps. Now, if you guys aren't familiar, the Z07 end caps from GM weren't carbon fiber. They were carbon flash. Even if you had a carbon fiber exposed front splitter, the end caps were still painted carbon flash, but Extreme Online Store has fixed that for us. So let's get this car up in the air, like I said, and we're going to start into the process of getting this installed. But first, let's get it unboxed. That box right there is going to house the giant splitter that we're going to be installing on this car. Before we continue, guys, I wanted to thank today's sponsor, and that is ProClip. So as you can see here, they're phone mounts that will literally clip into the interior of your car, pretty much any car out there, and they're built to absolute perfection. So as you can see, this one here actually has an Apple MagSafe charging puck in it, which we can actually stick the phone right to it, and it will also start to charge while it is magnetically held in place. ProClip also offers the more standard style universal ProClip as well, where you can slide your phone in just like that. These mounts are totally temporary. They do not alter anything permanently to the interior of your car. As you can see, it actually clips in between two panels to maintain its rigidity. There's nothing permanent, no tape, no screws, no nothing. And as you can see here, either option holds the phone much better than any of the other cheap mounts that will go into the vents here on the dash. You can check out the link in the description down below. Save 10% by using the discount code HPO10. And there it is, guys. This is actually packaged really well. So this arrived to me from FedEx with these really nicely reinforced pieces of cardboard here on the side. And yeah, I would have to imagine, I haven't opened it yet, but I would have to imagine that thing is definitely not damaged in there because it was packaged really nicely. Right there are the Z07 canards or splitter extensions. And then this is just the splitter itself. So let's unbox this and see if the carbon fiber quality is as good as it was on the taillight bezels and stuff that we installed on that Corvette not too long ago. There she is. Look at that. Fully exposed. Very nicely packaged though. Yeah, look at that. In case you were wondering, this is what the carbon fiber should look like on the car. And odds are very good the Extreme Online Store stuff will look pretty much just like that, because when we did the carbon fiber taillight bezels on the Shark Gray Z06 there, the weave actually matched the stock weave pretty well. Of course, if you're interested in this stuff, guys, check out the link in the description below. You can always buy this for your own C7. They do have a lot of C8 parts as well. Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
She's pretty.
Oh yeah, that looks exactly like stock weave. Carbon fiber all the way through, real carbon fiber. Yeah, look at that. That looks way better. It's gonna look awesome on the Shark Gray. And here is the end caps, or the Z07 canards. Again, not available from GM in anything but carbon flash painted. So the fact that you can get these in exposed carbon fiber from EOS is really a huge deal. Oh yeah, look at that. Now this is obviously the driver's side. Perfect carbon fiber. That's looking good.
That looks beautiful.
Yeah, it does. So a lot like the ones on the ZR1, I don't know if you'll be able to see it here or not. They're actually carbon fiber on the inside too, in the wheel well. So to do this, normally we would bust out the quick jacks, but I think today we're gonna focus on the race ramps because all we really need to do is get the front end of the car in the air. Now, the whole thing doesn't have to be up. So race ramps to the rescue. These are going to give us about 12 inches of workspace under the front splitter. That should be more than enough to do what we need to do here. So let's do it. And while we were waiting for the car to cool down a little bit, guys, we got another 2019 Z06 showing up. So this is the Watkins Glen Gray. Once we're done with the splitter, we're going to actually put these two side by side, because Watkins Glen, and then of course the other one that we have in there is Shark Gray. Kind of give you a little bit of a visual representation of the difference in grays. So we got 3 C7s here today. How freaking awesome is that? We got that one, of course, his 16, and then mine 19. All right, so we are going to go ahead and remove the front splitter here. This one is actually not OEM. This is made by ACS Composite, believe it or not. So either the original owner busted up the front splitter or decided he didn't like the one that he had, whatever it was. But anyway, he's starting to remove it. There's a bunch of these plastic caps here that hide some of the screws underneath. We already took the 3 screws for the Z07 style canards out. They are in here. We already took those out because we can't really move the wheel too much while it's on the race ramps. But these are kind of free floating at this point. Once he removes some of the screws from the splitter underneath, we'll be able to pull that one off and start into the carbon fiber install. Working on getting the Z07 canards off. These are fun. These are real fun to put on because there's barely any room underneath there to actually hold the nut while driving the screw through it. So got both canards off, working on getting this front splitter off now. So like I said, guys, the splitter's in decent shape other than this mark right there. But ultimately, the big thing he wanted to do was move to carbon fiber instead of the carbon flash look. So it's not like we're throwing this thing in the garbage. It is getting used on that Watkins Glen car out there, which you can kind of see the difference in color. Pretty massive. It is definitely a big difference in color here. But anyway, a couple pop rivets that are still holding this thing on. Once we get those off, we're going to start with the carbon fiber install.
5 minutes later.
And here it is removed, guys. So the ACS splitter is no joke. Bunch of rivets and screws holding that thing in. But we are about ready for the new splitter. So I'm going to kind of film a little bit more of that procedure versus removing this, because odds are very good you would not have an ACS splitter, but even just to remove this is mostly 7mm screws and a couple of pop rivets that you'd have to drill out, and then you are ready to put in the new one. But the one from EOS, Extreme Online Store, I did not see any rivets for, so it might be pretty easy to install. All right, so here is the carbon fiber piece again, guys. It's a lot lighter weight than the ACS one because there's less to it. The ACS one includes the under tray and everything. This one, if you flip it upside down, is just like the stock piece. It's like almost hollow underneath. So not really so much a concern with scraping this, because it's, do you see what I mean? Like there's like nothing to actually scrape because it's just hollow. This looks like it should be pretty easy to install. So let's see what's all involved in this. Yeah, look at that. That's gonna look phenomenal. So I filmed putting on a little bit of the double-sided tape, and you have how many screws in there?
3.
So 3 screws holding it in right now. Once we start sending the screws home, the double-sided tape is going to kind of act as the rivet section, I guess. So the screws plus the tape. This thing was super light because it is carbon fiber. And look how much better that looks on that car. Like the Shark Gray looks really good with carbon fiber. Anyway, we're going to do these end caps, which they're kind of interesting because that's not drilled yet. That end cap clearly has a drill mark on it. So we're probably going to have to drill them. But either way, this is super high quality stuff. I'm very impressed with the fitment so far. It's been perfect. So as long as it keeps going this way, guys, if you're interested, check out the link in the description below. You can buy these straight from my website, and they'll ship to you straight from Extreme Online Store. So he's adding the additional screws underneath to make sure that this thing is going to fit perfectly flush, but you can already see it is, the fitment looks perfect to me. All right, so this is fully installed now, because as you can see up under, all the bolts are in. Everything's lined up pretty well. We're gonna go on to the canards here now. So Z07 style canards in full carbon fiber. That's what we're working on now. And of course, we'll let you know how it goes. But these did not come drilled, which is interesting because these did. So it came with the bolts for install, but these do not have any holes in them. So we're gonna have to drill the holes, I guess. I'm not sure if that was an oversight or if that's just how it's supposed to be. Not too much of a big deal, and it's worth it for that carbon fiber. All right, so what we did was we actually just put the canards on the side here, lined them up to where we thought they're good, made a Sharpie mark, and now we're about to drill into some carbon fiber. Yay. Let's take a closer look at this carbon fiber. I'm really impressed. Of course, EOS seems to be knocking it out of the park with their carbon fiber lately. Looking real good. We're about to put on the end caps. We still got to drill those holes, but we're going to do it on the pavement. Makes it a little bit easier. So here's, again, a real good comparison of Shark Gray versus Watkins Glen. Almost looks black on the camera. Watkins Glen, Shark. Glen, Shark. Oh, that's 2 holes drilled in carbon fiber.
Yeah, it like hurts to watch.
It does. It does hurt to watch. All right, so he is putting in the bolts basically that are going to bridge the gap here between the carbon fiber splitter and the carbon fiber Z07 end plate or dive plane or canard. They've got a bunch of different names, but the bolts are supplied. He drilled the holes in the carbon fiber. You saw that earlier. It's a little bit painful, but it is going to yield the result we want, which is a full carbon fiber piece here. So with the 2 screws in, guys, this is what we got. The fitment is really good. There's a little hole in the back there that's actually there from factory to allow water and stuff like that to pass through, but it looks really good. Solid carbon fiber, real tight fitment. Of course, we drilled the holes to make sure that they're good, but then of course you got even the carbon fiber all the way through into the wheel well too. This is perfect. I mean, we have not had any problems yet with this stuff. And by the time it's all said and done, this car is going to be full of EOS carbon fiber. So yeah, I mean, you can see for yourself there, it's looking good. And you cannot find these things in carbon fiber, even directly from GM. They don't exist. All right, and here they are side by side, guys. Like I said, Shark Gray, Watkins Glen. Very interesting. On camera, this, like I said, this almost looks black. But in the sun here, it's got a very heavy metallic flake in it. Yeah, so if you ever wondering the difference of the 2 colors, Shark Gray looks almost more Nardo than Watkins Glen. But check out the difference in the splitters. This is the stage 1, obviously. This is the stage 3 with all that carbon fiber stuff from EOS. Looking really good, guys. Really good. I'm very pleased with this. Again, if you're interested in this stuff, guys, check out the link in the description down below. But I figured I'd just throw this in here since we had 3 C7s in the house today. Why not, right? Watkins Glen, Shark Gray. And then if you really wanted to see the difference between Shark Gray and black, yeah, why not, right? There's black. But looking very good. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. So if you liked what you saw here, please smash that thumbs up button. Let me know you're liking the content so we can keep creating this C7 stuff for you. We had 3 awesome Corvettes here at the Horsepower Obsessed Garage. And yeah, all C7s, all different colors, and kind of different trim specs. It was a fun day, guys. We got some things accomplished. I'm very impressed with the Extreme Online Store carbon fiber. If you haven't seen the previous videos, I'll link them in this video to what we also did on his car with the carbon fiber taillight trim and the carbon fiber bezels for the rear bumper. All of them coming from Extreme Online Store. You can find it all on my website, link in the description down below. Anyway, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. We're gonna have loads of content like this you're not gonna wanna miss. And as always, guys, I will catch you in the next upload.